Look, I think one of the things I'd be most sad about is if I don't get back to Toronto, if we're not going forward.
Right.
We'll see. We'll see.
Change.
Wes, Nadine, congrats on the 6th season of The Expanse. Such a
Thank you.
fantastic ride. Amos and Peaches really get put through the ringer this season, and that's saying something considering what you went through last season. Tell me about where these two are at when things kick off this season. I think it's interesting. They're kind of in different, very opposite headspaces at the start.
Well, I think, last season, Amos had the realization that there were people and mentors in his life at the right times that have really shown him a certain kindness that allowed him to survive and not become the monster that he knows that he has the potential of becoming. And so a big step in his evolution is his relationship with Peaches, meeting her and understanding that she needs a lot of similar things that he needed. And he became that for her. And in doing that, it's changing him. And it's a full circle and a completion to when he first met Lydia.
Nadine, where is Peaches at? And when we see you guys on the Rossi together, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think she's trying to take advantage of that to the fullest. I mean, she's really keeping her head down and working her ass off to try and be a part of the crew and be worthy of being there and trying to become family. So what's really cool at that's where we are at the beginning, but these moments throughout the series or this season when Amos kind of is trying to give her little wings like your mentors gave you and put her out there on her own, which is like, I don't know, where are you going? Will you stay here with me? Yeah, it's a beautiful relationship. I think it definitely has another new arc for Clarissa's growth and where she ends up, but you'll see that as the episodes come out.
And Wes, just to talk about there, not to get into spoiler territory, and I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a decision that Holden makes at some point in the season, which basically sort of takes Amos back to square one in a lot of ways, and leaves him questioning sort of what he's doing out there. I think he literally says that at one point as he's trying to play mentor to your character, Nadine. Tell me about that moment in broad terms, I suppose, and just what it was like to play through sort of taking Amos back to brass tacks in a lot of ways because of that decision.
Well, what's interesting is that it might seem as if he's going back to his past or reverting back to where he was in the earlier seasons, but the reality is that this is really a sign of evolution, because he's kind of lived in this place where Naomi was his mentor. It was his guiding light. He looked to her as his moral compass. And later that became the whole Rossi crew, particularly Holden. And he kind of had this really deep trust and loyalty to Holden because he didn't really have the language to understand some of the greater movements that were happening. Because if he had it his way, he's motivated by survival. And he'd take the whole crew and we would go somewhere and wait this whole thing out and let everybody kill each other. He doesn't want to be involved in it. But now, because he is a mentor to Peaches and because he has so much growth, he's getting to a place where he's starting to question and not just blindly have these mentors that he follows. And what he's really starting to observe in Holden is he's starting to question what is really motivating Holden. And is this through a place of true goodness and wanting to do the right thing? Or is Holden have this sort of outsized guilt that's more of a psychological issue with him, and that he is driving, this crew and the people that Amos cares about into this dangerous situation because of something that Holden mentally is dealing with. And he's starting to kind of awaken in that way and say, well, hold on, starting to question, why are we doing this? Why are we in this thing? We're not making money. We're not, like, it doesn't logically make sense. And so, that's, he's starting to kind of come online and really start to question these things.
Amazing. No, it's great. It's great to see. And just quickly, finally, that shelf, we're based in Toronto. Obviously, you guys filmed the show here. Aside from the inclement weather that you guys were sometimes dealing with, shooting here during the pandemic and holed up in hotels, I'm sure, but the show's meant a lot to the city. I just want to get from you guys, what is it meant to you shooting here in Toronto and working with the crews and some of the supporting cast and actors here?
Well, we're coming on season 6, but this has really been a 7, almost 8 year journey for us. And Toronto has become very special to me. I look at Toronto as a second home. And when I fly into Toronto and we're starting to work and do a season, I get this feeling of coming home. I love Toronto. I think it's a beautiful city. I love the people. And it's just, we're very lucky that we got to work there and create this show.
I also love Toronto. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. I'm from Michigan, so it's a hop, skip, and a jump away, but I have some beautiful community there. Great restaurants, diversity. You have your professionals, your creatives. It's very walkable, amazing food and the lake. Like everything about Toronto is really special place in our hearts. So
Thanks so
thank
much,
you
guys.
guys
We're
for
gonna miss
hosting
the
us.
Expanse for sure here. Yes, absolutely.
Look, I think one of the things I'd be most sad about is if I don't get back to Toronto, if we're not going forward.
Right.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great
Thank
day
you.
and congrats
Thank
again.
you.